Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
Attention. Do I have everybody's attention now? Burn it
down! This is the In My House Pro Wrestling Podcast.
Finally, The Rock has come back home.
ScottyVia brings you your new favorite pro wrestling podcast.
There is nothing you could do that is more dangerous than wrestling CM Punk.
He's got the latest in covering all of the major promotions in professional wrestling.
Austin 316 says I just whipped your ass.
Breaking news and hot topics, he's covering everything from Monday night till Sunday night's main event.
I'm the hottest thing in professional wrestling. I'm Dr. Britt Baker.
And we never forget to go old school.
I was rowdy before rowdy was cool.
From the golden era.
The irresistible force meeting the immovable object.
To the attitude era.
And if you're not done with that, Billy's got 2 words for you.
To the revolution.
It's about the 14 years it took me to go from undesirable to un-goddamn deniable.
And everything in between.
Super kick, hot tag!
This is your pro wrestling podcast. This is In My House.
Give me a hell yeah.
Welcome to my house, baby, take control.
Welcome everyone to the In My House Pro Wrestling Podcast. We're having a fucking great time over here. Woo! If you can't tell, the whole gang is back together. ScottyVia, Monday Night Mike, UK. Tom is home back in Canada from home. Boys, it feels good to be all back on the potty. Some technical issues last week kind of hooped us, and it didn't work out. But thanks for everyone sticking with us. But UK Tom, how you doing, pal?
I'm good. How is everybody else?
Feeling great. Not as great as Monday Night Mike over here, Mr.
Woo!
Hanging and banging, clanging and banging, brother, when I'm not lifting the weights.
Wish there was ropes I could shake.
Oh, shit. Love it. Love it. Everything went well back home?
Did. I felt like I was only there for about 5 minutes, but
I bet. Yeah.
But,
man, you crushed a lot in that time you're gone.
that first week I drove 1,700 kilometers.
Jeez.
Oof.
But it was good to be home. I ate far too much of everything, which is, I mean, I do that here, but
at home you have to do that because
Oh yeah.
2026 is a little far away.
yeah. But also when I flew over there, my suitcase was 22 pounds. And then when I flew back, it was like 49. So I brought back like 27 pounds worth of snacks.
Yeah. That's our
like
guy.
me. That's like me going to the grocery store sometimes. So
That's
Also-
every time you go to the grocery store.
true.
Air Canada can fuck all the way off too.
Yeah, lay into them. Give
Like-
it
Throw
to
the
'em.
shade.
Fucking leave me in airports for 10 hours, you bunch of pricks.
Damn. That's a long layover. Mike, when we went to WrestleMania, how long was our layover over in Toronto? It was like 5 or 8 hours, something ridiculous, right?
It was. We did both fall asleep in the terminal.
We were those
Fell
assholes.
asleep and woke up with people all around us.
We were those assholes who we got to our gate, no one's there, so we laid down across the seats. Both fell asleep.
Fuck
Both
those
woke
guys.
up and it's crowded.
Yeah, just packed. Like, oh shit.
Well, the thing that makes it even worse, my layover was only supposed to be an hour, but
Shit.
we were delayed for 5 hours in London and then 5 hours in Toronto trying to get back to the middle of butt fuck nowhere. So
So you got burned twice on airport pricing on food.
yeah, which I then had a tantrum at and made them pay for my breakfast. So that was fun.
Not a
There
boy.
it is. Yeah. hmm Only the British would do something like that.
Yeah.
I would have taken it in stride, suffered in silence.
I mean, I might have been okay with it if I didn't have to get to the airport at 4 o'clock in the fucking morning.
Oh yeah. So you were in a real mood that day.
Oh, I was grouchy.
Calling everybody, bruv, hey, bruv, fucking where's my food? Shit like that. I think that's how you guys talk.
Yeah. Fucking Osprey, man.
Yeah.
Fuck. Guys, we got a lot to get into. Last week, like, let's pull the curtain back. We don't really have a curtain. We're pretty transparent here. Mike and I did a show. There was an issue with the recording system, and we lost everything right at the end. We were done. We'd wrapped up the show, and there's an issue, so we couldn't put it out. And with schedules and my anger, I felt, man, let's probably not do it again. So we're back this week. We do want to touch on something that was announced last week that was a really big talker, which was Monday Night Raw moving to 2 hours.
Woo!
For the October, November, and December till the end of the year. October 7th till the end of the year, it will be 2 hours long, which is the dream. It's literally been the number one thing that Monday Night Mike has talked about, wanted, complained about since the second we started this podcast, and being your friend for as long as we have. You've been saying it since day fucking one.
It's just fucking too long. And now, you know what? Kudos to the brass listening to the In My House Pro Wrestling podcast. It's us who did it. I will pat myself on the back all day. I still only watch 20 minutes of Raw every week. I did today. Thank you, WWE and your YouTube channel. Gets me all the points I need to see in 20 minutes.
Well, even I only watched an hour last night because I was jet lagged out of my asshole and fell asleep.
I got caught up this morning. I watched a good chunk last night, got caught up this morning before I went into work. But yeah, even in this Triple H era of WWE with very good to great Monday Night Raw episodes that are 3 hours, it's still too long. Like, the one thing that I loved when Raw was 2 hours and then a 3 hour pay-per-view was because that third hour, well, one, you're paying for that third hour, like 3 hours, and you're getting solid content with no commercials, this and that. As soon as Raw goes to 3 hours, you're just getting filler. And that's what it was in the Vince McMahon era. Triple H is changing that. He's had great shows since WrestleMania ended. The last couple of weeks have been okay, nothing to write home about, but they're still watchable. They're still making sense and connecting. And we get this announcement. We're all pumped and excited about it. And then the dirt sheets fucking just start meddling. And what I mean by meddling is not long within like 5-6 hours of that announcement, the dirt sheets are reporting that Raw is going to be 2 hours on Netflix when it goes to Netflix. And then, another 4 or 5 hours later, maybe even the next morning. No, Raw's still going to be 3 hours when it goes to Netflix. No, it's going to be 2 hours, but with some commercial breaks, it could be 2:45, it could be 2:15 because it's Netflix. They can do whatever the fuck they want. To the point where it's like, fucking enough. You guys obviously don't know. You're just guessing like every other fucking fan on the planet. If you're a journalist, don't report that if you don't know. If you want to put out an opinion piece on it and say, I think it should go or will go this way, then that's different. That's fine. But these dirt sheets are just guessing and winging it. So we don't really know what's going to happen when it goes to Netflix. I personally hope it's a 2 hour show.
I personally think they're going to do a 4 hour fucking spectacular for that first one. Milk it for all it's worth. There'll be a goddamn PLE when they do that first one.
I think I'm one of the few people that I don't actually mind the 3 hour Raw, especially under the Triple H era where stuff makes sense. I mean, under Vince, I didn't like it. But can you remember when Raw was 2 hours before it switched, and then every now and again they would throw you a 3 hour episode as a special?
Yep.
That's sure.
I used to get excited for those 3 hour because you're like, oh, shit's going down. So, but I'm not keen on the idea that the dirt sheets are thrown out where like Raw will be as long as it's gonna be when it's on Netflix.
I think that's the dumbest thing anyone
I'm
can
like,
say.
No, I need to plan my fucking evening. How long is this show?
Plus, it's still a television show. Sure, it's on a streaming service where there's less rules and regulations on hard outs. You have to be out by this time for the next show to start. But you still have to allow people to enjoy the rest of their night. It's Monday night. Kids and people got school and work the next day. And let's not forget, when they went 3 hours, it wasn't because Vince just said, let's make the show bigger. It's because they had so much demand from advertisers that it got to the point where, like, we don't have a choice but to go to 3 hours because we're getting so much fucking money thrown at us.
Yeah.
We have to go 3 hours and make more money and make our more advertisers happy. So it makes sense. It made sense at the time. But after all the bullshit that Vince has put wrestling fans through over the years since Raw goes to 3 hours and all the fucking filler, it's not it wasn't an enjoyable show. Triple H has found the formula to make it an enjoyable show. But I think even still, if you were to take some of the great shows that we've had and took out a few things and made it a 2-hour show, it would be so much better.
I've just got two little things that one I've literally just thought of, but like they can't really do the flexible times because like ticket prices. Like if you go and it was 3 hours last week, but it's 2 hours this week, but you've paid the same, like people are going to be pissed.
Yep.
I don't know. That's hard to say, right? Like, what do you look at value for your ticket price? Is it just the idea that you're seeing Monday Night Raw, or is the idea that it's 3 hours? Like, I don't think it's going to factor in, and if anything, you're going to fill that with dark matches after to lengthen that show.
Yeah, but they do that with the 3-hour shows.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe you're getting an hour before, hour after, of matches, right? Like, I think they're going to get your money's worth in that sense. But I think it's bigger than that. I think it's just the idea you're going to Monday Night Raw 2 hours or not.
Yeah.
Like, I think, especially now with how hot WWE is, like you want to be a part of that crowd. But I agree. Like, if you're that kind of person who's like, well, I paid for this. I'm like, fun fact, you're paying no matter what for 2 hours of Raw.
Yeah.
Ads included on your televised Raw, it's probably a 2-hour show.
That's true. The other thing is, like, if there's commercials on this shit, the people that pay for no commercials Netflix are going to be mad.
But welcome to the new tiered system of every streaming service.
But that's the thing. So I pay for the no commercials Netflix. Does that mean
that?
Does that mean that when I say it's not my decision?
Yeah, change that immediately.
If it was down to me, we wouldn't fucking have Netflix until January. But
James,
exactly. But like we pay for that. So does that mean my Raw has no commercials?
No.
Exactly.
Your Raw will get what we see on PEL or PLEs where we get these long video packages. That's what you'll get because that's what we're getting on Peacock in the States. If they don't pay for that extra subscription to have no commercials on the PLEs, they're getting commercials. But for people like us in Canada or people in the States with the no commercial subscription, they're getting that long video package in between matches. So that's what we'll get.
Bullshit.
They have to factor it in, right? The idea is we're going to boost subscriptions to a premium tier. That's what Netflix wants. I think they're looking at Raw as a big driving force to have that. And even if not, you're still getting people through the door with the poor person subscription, which I like to call it.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's huge. Like it's already showing like will it say 2 hours? I don't know. Netflix is pretty invested that this programming is here. But again, is the live thing what they really want? You have it live, but it's the views that count after, right? I can't catch Monday Night Raw. It's so easily available on demand. It's there the second it ends, right?
Mm-hmm.
I personally think it's going to go back to 3 hours. But
it sure justify your $5 billion purchase.
That's exactly why I think it's going back to 3 hours.
I think it's somewhere in the middle. I think it'll be like a 2 hour, 40-minute show kind of thing, right? So I think it'll be somewhere in there, but you're both probably right. It's most likely going to be still 3 hours, but for people that pay for that extra subscription to not get have commercials, you're going to see a lot more video packages. Maybe we'll get some exclusive backstage interviews that usually we only see online on Twitter and stuff like that. You could get stuff like that. So
I didn't even think about that kind of incentive of what you're missing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or like, so on the PLEs, the matches, they don't go to commercial during matches, but on Raw they do.
I think we'll get just the matches.
So maybe the match continues and the announcers can't run for a piss.
Yep.
Pat McAfee is fucked when he comes back.
I would love to see it go back to 2 hours because let's be honest, if you take out the commercials of a 3 hour Monday Night Raw, it runs about 2 hours and 10 minutes, 2 hours and 15 minutes, somewhere around there anyway. So it makes sense. I just like if I could just watch a 2 hour show on Monday and then go on with my night kind of thing, right? Instead of having to be locked into like, a not so great show, but because I'm a fan and I got the FOMO about, missing anything, I'm locked in. I have to be locked in, which sure, that's what they want. They want people watching all 3 hours, whatever it is, but it's just such a much more enjoyable show. SmackDown's so much more enjoyable with it being 2 hours.
Can you imagine my FOMO whilst I was away when I didn't watch anything?
Couldn't imagine it.
Like
Couldn't imagine it.
I even missed GCW.
Gosh. You
Oh
really,
no!
You really love your
I'm
family.
just out there
don't
seeing
you?
my loving family.
I mean, I could have made them watch it. I mean, who doesn't want to watch death matches?
Yeah. So yeah, interesting stuff. Within like a day or two, the 2-hour Raw talk died off. Like every dirt sheet journalist had basically said, "Oh, it's going to be 2 hours, 3 hours, 2 hours, 3 hours." So nobody really knew. It just finally died off. Where I think enough fans were going, "If you don't fucking know, just stop talking." So that's over and done with. It. We'll see how things go. I'm excited for October 7th, 2-hour Monday Night Raw, firing up, and we'll kind of see what kind of shows we're gonna get. I think it's gonna be jam packed and tight. I just hope we don't get a bunch of like 3-minute matches, 2-minute matches, kind of thing. I think we'll get an Attitude Era-esque jam packed Monday Night Raw. Speaking of Raw, before we get off that, because I do want to talk about SmackDown.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about Raw.
Yeah, I just want to talk about, and we brought it up before. It's a storyline that I'm following very closely because it's coming up on 10 years of the formation of the debut of the New Day. I believe it's going to be 10 years next month. Is like when they made their debut. I know they had a bunch of vignettes for a while before their debut, but the way things are going right now between Kofi and Xavier Woods, it's not going well. We had the little experiment with Odyssey Jones before he disappeared off the face of the earth.
God loves to punch.
That went well.
But the storyline was that Kofi brought him in to help out, and Woods knew nothing about it. And then Odyssey Jones disappears. Woods and Kofi kind of have to scramble a bit and say, we talk things out. That's what tag teams do. That's what friends do. That's what family do. We talk things out. We had an issue. We talked it out. Well, they've been on a bit of a losing streak still, losing matches. Last night on Raw, they lost to Judgment Day. Kofi had help from the LWO come down, and
it's a new day.
Woods didn't, Xavier Woods didn't know about it, and with the referee distraction and everything, ended up costing him the match when they could have been the new tag team world champions. In the back, Woods cuts a great promo where he's sick of losing, he's sick of being left out on decisions, and it's always coming back to bite Woods in the ass, to bite the team in the ass, and he's fed up. Guys, I've asked it before, but now we're a couple months later. Are we seeing the end of the New Day happening right now?
Last time I said no. This time I say yes.
Yeah, they're probably gonna go find a way to put him in Bad Blood.
I think with the 10-year anniversary coming up, I think we get a segment with Kofi and Big E and Xavier in the ring, and Xavier kicks them both in the nuts.
Oh, that's good.
And related fun fact, so obviously my partner is not a wrestling fan, but when you live with a wrestling fan, you end up watching it. The only person that has fuck off heat with him is Xavier Woods.
That is so wild to me. I love Woods so much.
Like, he will literally get up and walk away if Xavier Woods comes on the screen. He's like, nope, can't deal with this guy.
Huh.
Too much positivity, or
it used to be the Iron Sheik shoes.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
It used to be those, and now he doesn't wear those, and he's still just like, nope.
So I was thinking last night after I watched the segment how I would book the breakup, and I think it will be Woods turning on Kofi. It'd be wild if Kofi turned on Woods.
I'd like it, but I don't think I could buy Kofi as a heel. Like, even when the New Day were a heel, I'm like, they're heels, Kofi isn't.
I agree. I think in both situations, they would need a heater. I'd bring Omos back if it was Kofi.
Yeah, great.
Oh, I actually like that.
My God. I can't believe Omos has a job. I thought about that today. Still work for this company?
I think it'll be Woods. I hope it's Woods. I think Woods has so much more character within him, and he's not as seasoned. And by the way, I mean, he's not as old as Kofi Kingston. Woods is a little bit younger. I just think he's got so much character and creativity in him that he could definitely pull off a heel character a lot better than Kofi Kingston. And he has a chest.
I've now got Big E needs to donate some chests to Kofi.
Yeah.
I've now got the mental image in my head of Xavier Woods like hiding behind Omos doing the like put him up shit.
It'd be great, right? It'd be great.
He'd be such a great chicken shit heel.
The other biggest swerve that I think that they could do is these guys are bickering. You could tell the turn's coming. Big E's music hits, comes in the ring and says, "Guys, I'm cleared."
That's what we talked about this before. I said that. And no, he's not coming back.
I don't think it's going to happen, but that's the only big swerve I could see.
I'd love it to happen. I don't think he's wrestling again.
I'm pretty much the same thing. There's no way, but Big E has to be involved at some point, right?
Yes, he's under contract. You can use him for something.
They can kick him in the nuts without hurting his neck.
He's fine, man. I say he's coming in the Rumble. He'll be a WrestleMania.
Oh, was it 2022? Was it 2022?
Yeah.
2023? 2024? Yeah. You've been saying that for a while, Mike. You've been saying that for a while.
I get told, well, then it comes back out. It's like, well, Big E will come out. That's what I've been saying.
For years. Think we could do a backstage thing where Woods or Big E's knocked out, got a chair wrapped around his neck, and whatever New Day member took him out, they're standing there, the camera pans up and says, "This is on you." You know, and you can do something like that to get real heat.
This is on you.
Yeah, that was a great impression of the New Day. I don't know which one.
Yeah, the New Day.
Yeah, right.
New.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm curious because Karrion Kross still tweets about Xavier Woods saying, "I've been trying to show you this for months now. Are you starting to see the light?" So I'm curious if Karrion Kross is still in this program a little bit more. But
why is Karrion Kross still in this company?
Because he can do a really good Jesse Ventura impression.
Yeah,
I mean, I'll give him that. He can. Maybe that's what they meant when the rumors were that Jesse Ventura is going to do commentary. It's actually just Karrion Kross.
I'd rather have that than Jesse Ventura on the actual call. Old man Jesse Ventura that doesn't watch wrestling and hates the current product, I don't think should be on commentary at any point in time.
I know, but can you imagine how funny it could be?
I mean, yeah, you're right there. That would be entertaining. Would be entertaining.
Jesse Ventura and current day Jerry Lawler on commentary.
Real quick before we get into SmackDown, since we're talking about Jesse the Body Ventura on commentary, it was announced Tuesday that Saturday Night Main Event is officially coming back this December, and the promo trailer was awesome.
The party's on its way, and it promises to be quite a bash.
This December, your Saturday obsession is back. WWE Saturday night's main event on Long Island. Tickets on sale Friday with pre-sale Thursday. Scan the code for yours now.
They had the old music. They got the great graphics, the same logo, Saturday night's main event. Guys, I lived for Saturday Night Main Event when I was a kid. Any chance I knew that it was coming on, boom, staying up even later, watching it. I loved it. The vignettes that they would do, the hard cam shots of Hulk Hogan talking with his graphic in the background. They need to bring it all back. They need to go super nostalgia, old school rules, new school tools for this. So, guys, I'm fucking pumped. I was in the middle of my meeting. I had to check my phone for something, check Twitter to make sure I'm not missing anything. And I hit play on that thing, played it a little bit too loud.
This is very good.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's great. So
I mean, it's more wrestling for me to watch, so that makes me happy.
When they tried to bring it back in the late Ruthless Aggression era, maybe early PG era, it fell flat. There's nothing special about it. It was basically just another episode of Raw that they put on that week, kind of thing, right?
It was also taped.
It was taped too. Yet that's a very good call.
Taped after Raw, so the crowd was on their ass.
Never helps,
right?
How do we watch it here? Is it on the Sportsnet thing? Or?
That I don't know yet, because it's an NBC show. We all get NBC, so we should get it live on NBC.
Oh, okay.
So we should be good there. I imagine Sportsnet will have it as well, because they get anything WWE related for television products. Like right now, SmackDown, I could watch it on Sportsnet or I could watch it on the Fox network when it was on Fox.
Yeah.
So my guess is that NBC will be the same. So super pumped about Saturday Night Main Event. Second I heard that music, I got fucking goosebumps. I'm like, I'm going back to the network and watching Saturday Night Main Event this weekend.
Confirmed, yeah. It'll be on NBC and simulcast on Peacock.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So like they're definitely doing it.
Could be on our network then too, on our network channel.
Sweet.
I would think it's going to be.
Yeah.
I mean,
we're also only going to get one. We'll only get one before everything goes to Netflix anyway.
Well, it sounds like it's a one-off.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was back. I thought I'd read that it was once a quarter, but I could also.
It's on once a quarter on NBC. Yeah. So this will be the first one starting new year next year, one quarterly. So I imagine we'll get one around Mania time ish, which is I think how they were back in the day anyway. They only did Saturday Night Main Events when SNL was going to be a repeat that week.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm so excited for this. Actually, an unofficial pop quiz question on the original run of Saturday Night Main Event. Who was the only person to win a championship on Saturday Night Main Event?
Oh, fuck if I know.
Only one championship ever changed on Saturday Night Main Event back in the day, the original run.
When did the women's title?
Tom doesn't know. Who was it? I definitely don't know, but I love that Tom doesn't know.
I don't know.
Tom has 0 points in the pop quiz.
Oh, the unofficial pop quiz?
Yeah.
Do you want to take a guess? You can take a guess. At least you might get something.
I have no idea. The only name that popped into my
Nope.
The only name that popped into my head was Sensational Sherry, and I don't know why.
So it was Shawn Michaels won the Intercontinental Championship.
He beat the Bulldog.
Beat the Bulldog. That's right.
Yeah, see now that was all worth it right there. I'm happier than ever.
I should get an extra bonus point on the official pop quiz, but
you're
Saturday
already killing Mike.
Saturday Night Main Event coming back this December. If you have any great memories, hit us up on the old social medias at In My House Pod. Let us know your favorite Saturday Night Main Event memory, moment, whatever it may be. Let us know. I'll probably be sharing some stuff on our socials as well because I love Saturday Night Main Event.
So before we're moving on to SmackDown, because I imagine we're talking about one thing from SmackDown.
Yep.
Don't worry, 20 minutes caught me up on that too. Things I could tell you. Fuck Sami Zayn. Fuck those promos.
Why?
I just gone through should not be wrestling Sami Zayn again.
High five, Mike.
Yep,
You're
sorry.
Mental. You're mental.
Should not be happening.
No, definitely should not be happening.
Unless they're gonna squash Sammy in like 8 seconds. Then cool.
I'm gonna tell you guys why you're so fucking wrong on this.
Oh my god.
I'm just gonna take my headset off.
Yeah,
you keep your headset on right now.
Yeah,
you put
take
your
it right
headset
off.
on.
Yeah.
I can't hear you.
Yeah.
Fuck. I feel like in pro wrestling right now, over the years, especially with the Vince era, there was such a lack of outside of the main event character building up guys. Triple H, even beginning in the Vince era, Vince and Triple H built Sami Zayn up from kind of this mid-card nothing guy, puts him in the story with the bloodline, builds him up, Intercontinental Champion, builds him up, tag team champion, main eventing WrestleMania. He was the only guy in that group that hadn't done anything major. Kevin Owens has been a world champion. Usos, most tag team championships in WWE history. Sami Zayn, they built him up into that. I'm pretty sure we all remember when he finally turned on Roman and the fucking pop that he got. I'm pretty sure you all remember the pop.
There's your shining star moment. What the fuck do I need to see him wrestle Gunther again for? What are you getting at here?
My issue isn't Sami Zayn. I like Sami Zayn.
Sure, there's something else for him to do.
I don't want to see him wrestle Gunther again. We just saw that at WrestleMania.
Okay, so
you can't argue with that.
No, Gunther better squash him. If you're taking his reign serious,
8 seconds.
Kill him. Ship his ass back to SmackDown.
But you were taking his Intercontinental Championship reign serious. They had a very, very good match at WrestleMania that Sami won,
which he shouldn't have.
I'm not saying Sami Zayn.
Where were you when we were picking those?
I'm not saying Sami Zayn will win or should win, but I'm saying this is another way of building Sami Zayn's character of the ultimate underdog in a main event spot that One, Gunther needs that win back from him because that's the one blemish on his record right now.
You do have a point there.
Two, whatever Sammy's doing next, which I think will be bloodline stuff a little bit, you have to build him up to the point where you cannot kill Sami Zayn.
Do you think it'll be Sammy in the bloodline?
Yeah.
I don't think he'll be a major part of it.
It's going to be Vancouver is going to be 4-on-4.
So you got Roman, the Usos, and who?
Cody.
Sammy. No.
I don't think Cody's there.
It's going to be Cody.
I think they're pulling Cody out of that.
With this bad blood match, it's going to be Cody.
Interesting. See, I don't think it's going to be Cody.
I don't think so either.
Well, then who does Cody work at the Survivor Series?
Who the fuck cares? Cody should lose.
I mean,
what the fuck?
In 8 seconds.
8 seconds. Gunther could be undisputed. Fucking give him all the titles.
Ooh, I don't like that.
I don't think it should be Cody in that match. So I think it should be Sammy. I agree. Like, I think that's a better come together story. Like I think the crowd really buys into that story if you're doing.
Because otherwise it's just Cody Rhodes and the Bloodline. It's not
exactly.
the same.
Yeah. Sammy
but
was an honorary Uso.
I still think it's going to be Cody Rhodes.
I can see 100% see why you would think that. So,
I mean, that will end the show probably. Like,
yeah.
I don't want it to be Cody though.
Cody can open the match or the show against Randy or something like that.
Yeah. See, there you go.
Oh, yeah, that would be good.
That's what I'd like to see.
Right with that.
I think it would be so good. He's so great.
Yeah, but I mean, sorry, no, not in the Sami Zayn camp with Gunther anymore. Sure.
Then I think I should forbid you guys from watching that match at Bad Blood. I don't think you guys should be allowed to watch that match. It'll probably be match of the night. It'll probably be match of the night.
No, with Hell in a Cell on there.
No, yeah, I'm anticipating that Hell in a Cell is going to deliver.
You know, I'm a mark for a gimmick match. Nothing's beating Hell in a Cell.
And I'll say that promo is pretty good from Punk. Some good lines.
Super serious Punk promos always work well.
Yeah, like he dropped some really good lines. Like it even hit me. I was happy I watched the 20-minute recap of Raw.
dude, he was allowed to do stuff that in the PG era you couldn't even come close to. He said he's going to kill Drew McIntyre. He's going to make him bleed, and you're going to have to kill him to stop him. You didn't get anything like that with John Cena.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to make you bleed. I promise you're going to have to kill me.
Yeah. They've got to be. There's got to be blood in that cell.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
they're both getting color.
It'll main event the show. It should main event the show. It
has to.
Yes. Like when Hell in a Cell would actually just be special again and not thrown out every fucking time. Where it's like it's a Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, what a fucking surprise! The pay-per-view is called Hell in a Cell.
Thank you, Triple H. He's doing it again, right? Like changing pay-per-views, even though we know around this time of year we're going to get a Hell in a Cell match. It's Bad Blood, right? So,
but maybe we're not.
The widespread appeal of like we're moving to Netflix, which means there's an audience who stopped watching wrestling at a point who will remember certain things from their childhood.
Oh, for sure.
Like they're using the nostalgia card, like Saturday Night Main Event. They're using these things very, very smart, in my opinion.
Wasn't there something?
Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Tom.
Wasn't there something Scott wanted to talk about from SmackDown about 5 minutes ago?
We're gonna get into that before we end Raw. Fuck Finn Balor, fuck him forever. I don't like it's insane to me that this guy is reigning supreme and getting cool poses and doing stuff. I can't wait for the big loss he's gonna eat. Can't wait. But let's talk about SmackDown.
We saw the return of Roman Reigns. We got the big cage match to kick off the newest era of SmackDown on the USA Network with Cody and Samoa Solo. I don't know why I said that.
Yeah.
I was thinking Samoa Joe in my head too. Fuck. And then you get Roman coming back to help fight off the bloodline and help Cody out. Well, they essentially somewhat form a team, and we're going to get Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu against Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns at Bad Blood in probably the opener, in my opinion, for Bad Blood.
Yeah.
I kind of don't like it. I don't want these guys to help each other. I don't care if it's for the greater good of defeating the bloodline. I don't want Cody and Roman to be on the same page at all on anything.
I don't hate it. Is about as positive about it as I can get. And it's purely because, as I've said on this podcast before, I'm a mark for things that haven't happened before.
That's fair. That's
They haven't been a team. It's going to be interesting.
Sure.
Jacob Fatu is on a pay-per-view. That makes me happy.
Yeah,
and that's the thing I'm excited for is Jacob up against Roman, Jacob up against Cody. Because, man, I watched very closely that steel cage match and the shenanigans afterwards. And the close-ups of long, still close-ups of Jacob Fatu's face and not Solo's was very apparent. And to me, that's very telling on what they think of Jacob Fatu right now.
They also, like you've been saying it, like you're keeping him away from the big dog.
Yeah.
So for when that moment they touch, like you're really building that, right? Like you're like, oh yeah, he's a killer. Like we want to see him get in there.
Do you think he takes the title from Cody, Jacob?
No.
I don't think so. Not right now.
No, like I think there's a lot of like he doesn't need a title. I think his in-ring work is going to blow people away. Like I think when he's going to do crazier stuff, it's going to blow some people away when he really gets into a match.
I also think things like that will happen once the bloodline stuff cools down and the Roman versus Cody or Rock situation cools down, because that's like a super main event storyline with those three guys. I think once things calm down, maybe a year from now, you can see, holy fuck, Jacob Fatu took out and defeated Cody Rhodes at Fastlane or something like that, right? You can see flippings of the titles a little bit more compared to what we've seen like the last, 4 or 5 years with that WWE championship. Roman held it for however long. Now Cody's got it. I don't think it's going anywhere else besides Roman or maybe Rock for the next little bit if it comes off Cody. But once that stuff is kind of done, then you can start.
Yeah.
You can start giving back to other guys like Sami Zayn, like Sami Zayn.
I think the food for thought with the team up is when's Roman gonna get at Cody?
Yeah.
1-1, right? Like, do you want him to go back to that tribal chief? Because even near the end of the run, people are like, damn, like I'm kind of down with the tribal chief. And he was a heel.
Dude, the next night
after Mania, like we kind of knew when he came back, this was going to happen. The babyface appeal, you have to play into it. But at some point, we're going to get a turn from Roman, I think. Cody ain't going heel.
But he could, if he did, he'd be fucking awesome at it.
I think Cody might go heel.
I don't think it happens for a while.
I didn't say it was going to be anytime soon.
Yeah. I think Cody does eventually go heel, and it will be fucking awesome.
Well, no, when he goes back to his dark hair.
That's all I've ever wanted, Mike.
That's because we have no hair.
Fellas, we're pretty much right out of time, which sucks because I know Tom had a pop quiz question, but
yeah, I got
no. Oh, shucks.
Hey, but, Mike, I got about 40 of them in my phone, so
fuck's sakes.
I like it so much. Although I do remember vaguely the last ones, and they were fucking tough. So I'm good if we take another week off so I can brush up on it. But again, everyone, thanks for downloading, checking out the show, sharing it, streaming it, whatever you're doing. Download, rate, subscribe, all that fun stuff on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube. Those are the big hitters, but we're everywhere at In My House Pod on all the socials. Make sure you're giving us a follow, like, and sharing all the podcasts that we're putting out there. So thanks so much, guys. It's been fucking awesome having everyone back on the show. Can't wait to do it again next week.
Yeah.
Fuck Finn Balor.
Mike's a bitch.
For fuck you, British Tom.
Monday Night Mike, I'm ScottyVia. This is In My House Pro Wrestling Podcast.
Welcome to my house. Play that music too loud. Show me what you do now. We don't have to. Welcome to my house. Welcome to my house. Welcome to my house. It's my house. Yowie wowie.